Hello and welcome back to what will most likely be the final episode of City Skylines. And the final look at the amazing city of Vinralandia. Let's go. Look at it, it's amazing. We've had so many good times here. But we're about to hit 100,000 people. And I said a while back that at 100,000 people I would end the series, and I've committed to this. Do not worry. It's a sad day, it has to be said. Geometry Lads is so new. It's so fresh in our minds. But we always have to go back to where it all began. Right. Literally right here. This was the beginning of the entire city. See, we've hit 100,000 people! Yay, everybody's happy, yay! We have a freaking metropolis like the size of, I don't know, a place. Like New York, maybe? I don't know. I don't know how many people live in New York. Haven't really cared. Anyway, we have a very large city. And it all began right here in Cultopia, this being the first town square ever to exist in Vinralandia. Oh, and it's been such a time since then. The expanding into Goatsburg, the building of the University of Spherity, which has since never been touched. It's the only place that looks lush and green in an area of pretty much just desolation, because I got way too tired of trying to place trees in all of the lag. And the Knick-Knack Emporium of Magic, the place that creates all of the knickknacks that are sold in all of the cultist shops all over the city. Then of course we have Branberg, the most plain place in the world, which was countered by Witsville, the most interesting place ever to exist, with tons of people throwing confetti everywhere. They of course have the USS Enterprise on the ground, the only monument in the city that we've ever had. It's amazing. They've got the high interest tower that they just stand in at the windows and just say terrible things to the people of Branberg, because of course they are at war with Branberg, pretty much. And there's Fist Park, where they shake their fist at Branberg, and Branberg just tries really hard to ignore them as they go to like their magician's stool, which consists of a stage which is simply one magician's stool. Oh, all the things here. Little Transylvania with all its vampires, Plant Herder's Den with militant vegans, and Bat Town, an entire portion of the city devoted entirely to Batman, which appears to be one of the few places in the city where there aren't dead bodies piling up everywhere. Perhaps it's because Batman just swoops down, picks them up, drops them into Bat Bay, which is apparently what this is now called, Bat Bay. Of course, we've got the Wayne Towers, which used to be the Banner Towers before I realized that that was wrong. Oh my goodness. And Jolly City Central, which still, despite all of their efforts, has failed to unify the city of Vinralandia. Quite unfortunate, Mr. Jolly City Central. Quite unfortunate. Man, it's been a great city, hasn't it? Ah, so good. And now we face the last episode. Well, with the last episode, I guess we should just, I don't know, keep going. I mean, I'm gonna do an entire episode anyway, so I can't spend it all on exposition about how amazing Vinralandia is, although I could spend a long time saying how amazing Vinralandia is, but it's probably for the best that we don't. We're going to see how far we can get before the end of the episode, where we shall have to face the reality that Vinralandia is no more. It is quite sad. Never again shall we see the roads that are paved with cultish robes, or glitter, or just like suitcases. That would be Branberg, of course, just completely paves their road in suitcases. It's not an efficient way to pave roads. You shouldn't think of doing that at any point. If you're considering road pavement, go for something like, I don't know, asphalt. That'll probably work. But suitcases is just so bad. They're just made of leather. You try to drive over them and they just get destroyed. They crumple. and all the cars just fall into the massive potholes that have been caused in there. It's really bad. You just don't want to have to deal with that. So I recommend you make your roads out of asphalt. It's for the best. Brandenburg is just trying way too hard to be very official. They've actually tried so hard at being official that they are no longer official and they're ridiculous, kind of like Wittsville. But I'm sure they'll rectify that soon enough because, of course, the people that we don't talk about, the people in suits, will come and take away anyone who's doing ridiculous things. It's just a matter of time, really. Status quo has to be maintained, after all. Well, then. Let's build another sector over here. We have a lot of commercial traffic. Commercial traffic. That's not what I wanted to say. We have a lot of commercial demand. There we go. And I don't even know. I said I didn't want to build commercial in Geometry, lads. But it might be necessary to do that. Upgrading this to high-density commercial doesn't seem to be working really well at dealing with the commercial demand that is rising within the city. It just seems to be doing a decent job, which we need better than a decent job. We need literally the greatest job ever to be done in there right now. Okay. Let's pick up that. Throw down some more pipes. Keep the geometry lads happy so that they can continue to form their equations that are the basis of every roundabout in the entire city. We had to give them their own section of city because they have designed all of the roundabouts in the entirety of Vinralandia, and that's a lot of roundabouts, man. I don't know if you've looked at Vinralandia, but there's just so many of them. It's beyond me. Plant Herder's Den. I've just realized that both Little Transylvania and Plant Herder's Den are missing a very important part of this city. Friggin' high-tech housing. Right there. High-density commercial buildings double their sales. We could tax literally everyone. We could tax high-density commercial out of their butts. It'd be amazing. But I don't think we should do that, actually. That would probably be a bad idea. Anyway, so we've just turned on high-tech housing for both Little Transylvania and the Plant Herder's Den, with any hope that will turn them into new, improved, technological wonders of the world. I mean, look, Plant Herder's Den is already just getting right up on the upgrades, because of course they know that if they fall behind in the technological battle, they will lose the battle for veganism, which is a legitimate battle. They have kukris and everything. They're coming at them with like sabers. The other day, I was just walking down the street, and there was a guy in Plant Herder's Den, and he had a coppice on his belt. I don't know if you know what a coppice is, but it's an ancient Greek sword. Pretty sure it's Greek. Might be Roman or Persian. Can't quite remember. I'm not very good with ancient Greek and swords, okay? I'm better with the Europeans. I'm still pretty good with swords, though. I know quite a few of them. Like, over 100 just off the top of my head. There's a lot of types of swords, people. There's a lot of types of everything. I mean, if you can think of it, there's like at least 20 types of it. It's ridiculous. We so want our nice little categories to fit in everywhere. Isn't that brilliant? And I mean, most of the time, we can make nice categories to fit into everything, especially when we build the things. I mean, it just has to work out like that. What is this? Look at this person. This person's got some sort of hammock on the side of their tiny little balcony. Doesn't even look very stable on there. Oh. Well, no, I guess it is. The wall is as high as that. Okay. I was concerned that they'd be lounging one day. They're lounging there, you know. They put their hand against the plate glass, and all of a sudden, their chair just gets flung off the side of the apartment. That would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'd be a 5-story drop. You're done. You're done. If it's not the fall that's going to get you, it's the hammock. I don't know if you've ever had a hammock fall on you. I haven't either. But those things are deadly. They're going to fall on you. They're going to tangle up on you. All of a sudden, you're going to be fighting against a multi-limbed squid creature, otherwise known as a living hammock. You didn't know your hammock was alive, did you? Well, now you do. You're going to have to face that, won't you? But, yeah. It's something that was bound to happen and did in fact happen, of course. It's unfortunate. Boom. This is the tax office. I don't know why I'm putting it in Plant Herders Den, but it will be the Meat Destruction Office of Might. Stinking A. Of Might. There we go. And it just fits, man. Every game needs to remember. One of the most amazing points of City Skylines. Every game needs to remember that they need to put a very large box for anything that you're going to name, because you need to be able to name things like these buildings, the Meat Destruction Office of Might. If the box is too small for you to write that in, you need to reconsider your game. It's just not good enough at that point. Oh my lord, Little Transylvania is once again backing up onto the highway. Although it seems like they're dealing with the backlog decently, I'm going to ignore it because, I mean, after this, there won't even be Vinralandia anymore. I mean, it'll still exist in, like, a quasi-state of, yes, this was a thing, but it won't be a thing anymore. It'll be over. Oh, so sad. Oh, so sad that Vinralandia must finally come to an end. It's so bad. No doubt I'll put in an amazing montage about the creation of Vinralandia and the cultists and all the things that occurred here, because there were a lot of things and they were all very amazing. Do you remember way back when we almost flooded the entire city? Do you remember that? I remember that. That was ridiculous. I never built a damn sense because I don't want to flood the entire city. It'd be so bad. What would even happen when you flood the entire city? Everyone would drown. The cultists would of course believe that it was the coming of Cthulhu. He displaced the water and all of a sudden the entire city was drowned by Cthulhu. That would cause a massive surging in the cultist population. Any surging in the cultist population is met viciously by Goatsburg. Goatsburg would of course unleash their secret weapon, the War Goat. A goat clad in metal, mounted by a man, going into battle with a war cry. Oh, it's so terrifying. There'd be a massive battle on the fields here between Cultopia and Goatsburg. And who knows who would win? I mean, just looking at the cultists, there's a lot more of them. But Goatsburg does have war goats. And the last thing you want is to be running along, just like chilling out in battle, and all of a sudden a goat just comes and like impales you with its horns. That's so bad, because I mean when it pulls the horns out, your guts are going with it. That's just what's going to happen. Your guts are just going to follow those horns as the goat just bucks its head backwards, and you're going to be dead. It's going to be over. About that quickly, too. You cannot hide from the vicious war goats. That's just the truth. Okay, we're going to throw in some more offices here. This lattice structure of roads above Geometry Lads being the quintessence of the existence of Geometry Lads, very much explaining to everyone who they are in the form of triangles. Triangles and rectangles, that's all they care about, and circles, of course. Well, really any shape, which means they care about pretty much everything. But it's okay. They're brilliant. Everyone's brilliant. It's perfect. Oh my lord. Look at how many people go off this way. Not sure how I feel about that. I'm also not sure how I feel about this being so small. Okay, no, I can fix this pretty easily. Okay, so I'm concerned about backup right on this road. In order to fix the problem, that was not what I wanted to do. there's going to be very little of a chance that there will be any backup along this road if we throw this down right here. Exactly like that. So the main concern with the road backing up was that cars would try to come this way as these cars went that way, and of course that would cause a small traffic jam. What we've done instead is prevented things coming this way from turning into here, so I realize that may not have actually fixed the problem as I'm describing exactly how it's going to fix the problem. Whatever. I don't know. I can't. It's too much for me. The grief and sorrow, the pangs are just too much. Look, Neo Marketopia's back up to... Oh my lord. Yep, Neo Marketopia is back to where it was before. Disgusting. I think we can fix this a bit. Let's, So what I'm gonna do is pull this out this way. And we're going to drop down this off-ramp. We're going to have it go under the city proper. Except apparently it can't. Boom. Okay, there we go. Space already occupied by what? By a subway line? That's beyond me. We can't have space occupied by a subway line. We need to get this off-ramp directly up to here. There we go. It's going to come around and connect right to here. This will be a bypass off-ramp like we did in the Plant Herder's Den, which will allow traffic to go down different paths if it so chooses. It'll be brilliant. Look at that. It's just a matter of time for the actual traffic to deal with itself before, yeah, it gets worked out and it's nice. Oh, look at the mall. That is a gorgeous mall. And there's some people in there. Look at that, there's a couple dogs. The mall is occupied entirely by dogs. Wow, there's only been 21 visitors to the mall. That's not very good. That's pretty bad, actually, for a giant mall. That's terrible. Not sure if that fixed any of our problems. Anyway, doesn't matter, guys. It won't last much longer. You won't have to see the terrible things that I'm doing anymore. It'll be fine. At once it'll be terribly sad. But we will live through it. There'll be more ridiculous things in the place of City Skylines in the future. But with that, we come to the end of the episode. Not only the end of the episode, but the end of the series. It's been around since the beginning of my channel. It's sad to see it go, but we must leave it in the name of progress. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this series, like and subscribe. In the future, I'm going to put in a whole new series in the place of City Skylines. I already know what it is, but as usual, I'm going to keep it an amazing secret until I release it out to you people so that you can see it and it'll be amazing. So yeah, thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.